All right, looking at number 11, compound measures. We're trying to calculate the average speed of a bird, which is traveling 5.3 kilometers, and it does so in a quarter of an hour. So let's refresh our memories. What is our formula for speed? Silali? Speed equals your distance divided by your time, and the distance is going to be in kilometers, and the time should be in hours, because we want to get kilometers per hour. Okay, so in this case, we know that our distance is 5.3 kilometers. How many hours did it take, Angelina? 1/4. How do we write 1/4 in this fraction? Yep. 0.25. Yeah, we could write it as 0.25. And then we chuck this into our calculator. What do we get for that? Yes, Sahil? 21.2 kilometers per hour. Okay, cool. Now, we're going to have a look at this next one. This is a bit new to you guys. So we've got a scatter graph. You can see on the y-axis here we have height in centimeters, and then on the x-axis we've got handspan in centimeters. And we're plotting those things together. In other words, what we're doing is we get 20 odd individuals or so, and we go, hey, what's your height? Write it down. What's your headspan? And then we plot the points. So for example, this point here, that is a person who has a height of 17 centimeters, and their handspan, which means how from like probably from here to here, right? That's probably what the handspan means, is 18 centimeters. Okay, and then we can use this kind of to see if there's any correlation between how tall you are and how big your handspan is. And you can kind of see that there is. They've drawn a trend line, and it basically shows you that the taller you are, the higher your handspan is going to be. So when you've got something that tracks this way, we call it a positive correlation. Okay, so when you've got a graph that looks like that, it's positive. Okay, if you've got a graph that looks like this, we call it negative correlation. Okay, and then the only other thing is whether it's strong or weak. Strong is when all of the crosses are very close to the line, and weak is when they're not that close to the line. So I would say in this example here that they've given us, there's a weak positive correlation because the crosses are quite spread out. So I'd say weak positive. Now, if you don't quite understand that yet, it's okay. We're going to keep on coming back to this, so don't stress out. Okay, we're going to move on to number 13. We've got 3 boys can paint 4 square meters in 15 minutes. How many boys would be needed to paint 24 square meters of wall in 15 minutes? Okay, so who had a plan or a strategy to solve this one? Yeah, Levy, what did you do? Yep. Yep. And that's exactly right. So our answer is 18, and we're good. All right, well done. That's good strategy. I like that. Let's look at the next one, number 14 here. We've got a function here, and we've got to get our y values from putting in our x values. So like x is our input here. So it says minus x. So if our x is -3, what is minus x in that case going to be? Oswald? +3, because minus 3 is +3. So we're going to go +3 plus 1. So the first one should be 4. Explain the next one to me, please, Samantha. How am I going to get my next value?
minus negative 6, which equals 2, and then you plus 1 to get to it.
Okay, negative 2 is positive 2, plus 1 is 3. And if you keep on doing this, you'll see that you're going down 1 each time, like that. Okay. Now, when we go to plot these, I would like you to make sure that your arrows go through the middle like mine do here, and that you label things clearly. That's part of what I expect. Now, I'm just going to pop in a few numbers here. So my first one, I'm going to put in over here, minus 3, 4. So I go across 3 to my x-axis, which is 3 on my x-axis. Then I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my first one's going to be here. And then my next one is minus 2. I go across 2 and then up 3. So I should have a point here. Then my next one is minus 1. I go across 1 and I go up to 2. Then my next one is a 0 and I go up 1. And I think you can see what is happening here. You could see there's a trend. Make sure you are careful in figuring out whether it actually is a trend before you start plotting it. And then I'm just going to draw my line on here. Okay, so this doesn't work very well. I'm just going to do it freehand because that was not very good. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so you can do it with a ruler. There we go, there's my line, and I would label it y equals minus x plus 1. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll leave maintenance there. Please fill in your graphs.